French journalist who infiltrated the country's police force for 2 years has uncovered a culture of violence that he describes as so frequent it became banal. In his book Flic, French for cop, Valentin Gendreau tells of his 6 months spent in a police station in one of Paris's tough northern neighbourhoods and of the dehumanisation that pervades the force and encourages them to close ranks.
In my book, Flic, I tackle the big taboos of policing, which are police violence and police discontent. It's representative because I depict a universe that's violent and anxiety-provoking. There are degraded working conditions, no resources, not enough manpower. On the other hand, victims of police violence also tell of the abuses of a minority of police officers. So yes, it's representative.
The book raises many questions about racism in law enforcement, accusations that have been levelled at the French police for years by community activists. The issue is particularly sensitive at present given the Black Lives Matter protests in France. During his time in the police, Gendreau says he experienced numerous examples of behaviour by former colleagues that he would class as racially motivated.
One day we're doing road checks, we watch cars go by and we decide to check some cars and not others. At one point a policeman says, seeing 2 black men going by, "Let's check this car, there are 2 bastards inside." Obviously these 2 young black men were stopped and later left because they were doing nothing wrong. They were only checked because they were black. If they'd been young white men, it's very unlikely that they would have been stopped.
Since the publication of Flic, Valentin Gendreau has been accused, notably on social media, of having been complicit in the events that he uncovered. For example, when he witnessed a colleague beating up a 16-year-old teenager in the back of a police van, but he insists if he'd have acted differently, it would have blown his cover.
I made a choice which is that of a journalist who has access to a case of police misconduct, who can tell everything, even how police officers can manage to escape punishment, because what was done that day is something very serious.
The Public Prosecutor's Office in Paris has declared an investigation into the incidents depicted in the book. The police officers implicated have not been identified.